Well, hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. Hope you guys are doing wonderful. I've got an interesting video for you today. We're going to talk about a power inverter from Ampeak today. This is one that I purchased off of Amazon. Now, at the time of me filming this video, brand new, these are about $73. They're a 1,000-watt unit. But I picked this one up refurbished. So it's remanufactured. It carries the same warranty as a brand new one. So we're going to take a look at this today in this video. So you saved a lot of money. I paid about $49 and some change by buying this thing refurbished. So you save a lot of money if you're on a budget. And this is going to be a secondary power inverter. I don't need it as my main one or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I purchased it rebuilt. Save a little money. So right here you have a quick start guide. Very cool. And then of course we have the owner's manual. Feel free to pause your screen anytime during this section if you want to hang on to anything that you see here. It's a nice unit. You know, it's pretty nice when you can find something refurbished. It's basically an open box unit that somebody may have purchased it and it wasn't what they needed and they sent it back or something like that. But like I said earlier, they put the same warranty on this unit as if you were to buy a brand new one. So if you're on a budget and you want to save a little money, this is one way of doing it. Now I've had this unit a little while, I just haven't had a chance to do this video yet. So by looks at the owner's manual, it looks like a very nice owner's manual. It's got a lot of good information in it. Troubleshooting chart. This unit, I selected this one because it had fantastic reviews on Amazon. So I thought, well, people know what they're buying, so you know they wouldn't be leaving it a good review if it was a junk unit. Return, repair policy, limitations on the warranty. So pretty nice little owner's manual for this unit. So let's go ahead and take this thing out. You can see that it's packaged very well. Let's get this thing out of here. So that little box comes out and then the unit's there itself. We'll set the unit aside for a second because down in the bottom you've got this little cardboard that comes out and you have some wires that are included with this unit. So check that out. These don't look too bad. These look like they're maybe number 2s. I'm looking for some printing on the side of the cables, but I don't see any printing, but it looks like probably a number 2 wire. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the unit itself. There's a look at the top of the unit. Here's a look at the bottom of the unit. And there's some specs right there. Feel free again to pause if you want to read any of that information. Nice venting area here, and I like these little brackets that are here so you can mount your screws right to it. There's a look at the side of the unit. That's the business end. So you got 2 duplex receptacles there, and you got a USB, and you got a remote and a power switch here. So it's got an input in voltage, an output in kilowatts, and an output in watts. So very cool. Here's a look at the back of the unit. You've got these little covers that go over the terminals. So they protect the terminals. It looks like a solid unit for the most part. Down below the seat down there, it's plugged into my battery. I'll push this button on. So I push the power button, it gives me the battery voltage, and then it switches over to watts. So if I plug in here, This is a vacuum cleaner, so I have a shop vac that I'm going to turn on here. It's probably going to get noisy. 840 watts, 11.5 volts, 850 watts, 840 watts. Pretty interesting. So as you can see, it clearly ran my shop vac with no problems. Okay, I have another item that I want to test. It's a battery charger. So this is a USB-C battery charger. Let's move this off a little bit. This is going to plug right into the USB. You can see that the battery charger comes to life, and we'll see what kind of wattage it takes to charge a few batteries. I have some AA's here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I am currently charging 4 AA batteries simultaneously using this power inverter off of the USB, and it's not even calculating on the wattage, so that's fantastic. This first one is actually full, so very cool. You can see it's green right there. That one's full. Let me swap it out and put a different battery in there. We'll put in a 21700 cell. This is a large battery, and I'm just curious what kind of wattage it pulls. As you can see, it charges those batteries no problem. So this power inverter, as far as the USB is concerned, working very good. It's not even registering a wattage, and it's not draining my battery at all. Very, very cool. And now I've got a little heater here. Let's take a look. I'm not sure how many amps this heater is. Let's turn it on here. That turns the fan on. So it looks like the fan is about 10 watts. If I put it on low heat, let's find out what that does. Low heat, 280, 300 watts, and it's dropping the battery. I'm running just a single deep cycle battery, 540 watts, 560. I like how this fluctuates between voltage and wattage. Pretty cool. 750 watts, 760, and that's on low on this heater. And I can feel the heat coming from it, 800 watts. So I could run this heater as long as I keep it on low. I'm kind of thinking that if I bump it up to high, I might get an alarm on this thing for over wattage. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's bump this up to high. I'm expecting some kind of alarm. Yeah, it just kicked it out. Didn't want to run that on high, so I put it down to low. Turn that off. Okay, so apparently it didn't want to run the heater on high, but that was over 1,000 watts. Okay, let's go ahead and pump this bad boy back up. These batteries are charging again. Let's put the fan on so I can feel the fan. And let's go back to low heat again just for this test. 920 I saw there a minute ago. 760, 730, 700, 690. Very cool. I just really like that readout. And as long as I keep this little heater on low and have enough battery bank, I would be able to run that heater. Okay, here we have a small 3-quart pressure cooker. I'm gonna just put that bowl in there and we'll kick it up to saute. We'll see what that's. I use that saute because it draws the most wattage out of this pressure cooker. Says the pressure cooker's running 770 watts, 790, 800 watts. And the battery's dropping 780. I'm still charging batteries. So that is pretty nice. I'm able to power a 3-quart Instant Pot pressure cooker. Very cool. So if I wanted to heat up some water, make some noodles, or brown some ground beef, or saute mushrooms, or do some onions or something like that, I could do that with this power inverter, as long as I have the battery bank supply to keep this voltage coming. Again, I'm only using one battery, but as I can see so far, it has plenty of power to run that device, 790 watt. So I'm pleasantly surprised. So my final thoughts on this unit are very simple. I think it works really good. I think as long as you have enough battery bank to supply power to the unit, it's going to have plenty of power to do most things. It's definitely going to have more power than something small like one of these little guys. This is just 120 watts. This is mainly for like running a laptop or something. And then of course you have some of these little bit larger units like this 450 watt, and it has more power than this one. So it's definitely going to power a wider range of things, again, if you have the battery bank to do it. But for light duty stuff, you know, the pressure cooker worked great. It had that water up to a boil very quickly. I like the unit. I think it's going to do great. It's not a pure sine wave inverter. It's a modified sine. So with all that being said, folks, I want to say thank you for stopping by and joining me today on this video of the Ampeak 1000 watt power inverter. I like it. I really like that it came with the cables. I love the fan. You can feel the fan getting rid of heat. So until next time, again, thanks for watching. Hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you then. Bye for now.